Guys, welcome back. Today I'm taking you step by step on how to book your next Disney World vacation in 2024. From beginning to the end, I'm here to guide you every step of the way, and I hope you find this video helpful. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Anna. On this channel, I share all of my Disney adventures with my two sons and all the tips and tricks that we learn along the way. So we have been going to Disney for many years. My kids, my two boys, grew up in Disney. They were babies when I started taking them. We pretty much visited Disney World in every single season. During the summer, during the fall, during Christmas, and during spring break in April. Anytime is a good time to go to Disney, but let me share a few things with you just to consider before you plan your Disney World, because when you go to Disney, definitely plays a big role. Going to Disney World in the summer is hot, and it is hot and it is humid and it's going to rain every single day. But going to Disney World, specifically between, I would say, mid-July to first or second week of September, it is going to be one of the cheapest times of year to go. And if you're on a budget and if you're looking to save, then that is your time to go. Typically, Disney will run big promotions over the summer because, as you might already know, the kids from the South go to school much earlier. I believe like second week, if not the first week of August, while our kids up north, I'm here in New York City, we don't go back to school until first, second week of September. Disney wants the crowds to still keep coming, so they run great discounts. And if you're on a budget, as I've said, definitely take advantage of those month. Looking to go more during the late fall or beginning of winter months, I would say going before the actual Thanksgiving break would be probably your least expensive and least crowded time to go. But also don't forget that there's usually like a Jersey week, and a lot of kids come down because Jersey gets like a whole week off before Thanksgiving or something like that. You know, it's our neighbor sister state, but I have no idea what's going on there. If you want to see Christmas, everything is going to be already decorated. If you want to go to the Christmas party, you could do that as early as the first week of November. Make sure you're like in and out before Thanksgiving, because the Thanksgiving holiday week is going to be super busy, and it pretty much just gets busier and busier with every week up until Christmas and New Year. You want to skip all the holiday festivities, but maybe you still want to see just like the tail end of the holiday decorations, you can go in January. The first week of January, probably until first or second week of February. Obviously, you won't have the decorations already in February. They'll take them down probably about the second week of January. But that is also a very budget-friendly time to go, between first week of January and I would say first, second week of February. But also do remember the weather. It could be cold. So if you're hoping for a few nice sunny days by the pool or the hot tub, you might be out of luck, because it could be really cold to the point where you might have to bring like your winter gear. It's up to you to figure out and decide when you would like to go. How does, you know, the time of year affect your budget? Does it play a big role or it doesn't? Do you want to see the holiday decorations or do you want to see the fall decorations, or does it really matter? So you have to take all of that into consideration and go. If you have your heart set on going for Christmas or New Year's, please go. You will hear so many people say, oh my gosh, it was so busy, it was crazy. I was in Disney on Christmas Day. I was in Disney on New Year's Day and New Year's Eve, I should say. It was absolutely fine. If you go there with the right expectations and you plan really well, you're going to have the best time. If you're gonna go there and have no plan, I don't know what's gonna happen. You probably will be disappointed. All right, so next we're gonna talk about budget. The time of year you go to Disney World and your budget go hand in hand, because depending when you go, it can either bring your budget crazy up high, or it could balance it out, or it could bring it down low. So it is for you to decide. What is your Disney budget? Sometimes people ask, well, what do you budget for when you go to Disney World? Obviously, you're gonna budget for your resort, whether you're staying on property or off property, your tickets to the park, Park Hopper if you want. I think it's a terrible idea, very expensive. Genie Plus, especially if this is like a one and done trip, or if it's once every 10 years that you take, or you are going for a short period of time and you really want to get a lot of rides in, Genie Plus is a must. Then you have to budget for transportation. Are you gonna do the bus that they offer now? Well, they don't offer it, you still have to pay for it. Mears Connect or Sunshine Flyer that comes from the airport takes you to your resort. Are you gonna be taking cabs or minivans? You know, if you're running late, you have to budget for that. For tips, to tip your bell services, to tip if you need mouse dining, mouse keeping, if you need anything brought up to your room, all of those little things in between you have to budget for. Of course, souvenirs, of course, dining, of course, airfare. A lot of times people, when they budget for Disney, it's like everything goes in here, but like the transportation and the airfare, kind of like it's a whole different budget. When you go, how many days you go to the parks and where you stay plays a very, very big role, and that will really show you what you're going to spend on your next Disney World trip. Category in your Disney World planning process is selecting your resort and where you're going to stay, because the options are endless. You could stay in a value resort, moderate resort, deluxe resort. You could also stay off property. You have options, and of course, depending on where you're staying, that's going to affect your budget. So a few things to consider when you're figuring out where you want to stay. Obviously, your budget. Second, if you have really little kids and you're mainly going to be in Magic Kingdom, you maybe want to consider staying as close as possible to Magic Kingdom, or have easier transportation to Magic Kingdom, or more options of transportation to Magic Kingdom. If maybe you have older kids or teens or preteens, maybe you're going to spend a lot more time in Hollywood Studios and in Epcot, then maybe you want to stay somewhere closer to those parks. Transportation is very, very important. Of course, unless you're renting a car, then all of this goes out the window, because you're no longer relying on Disney transportation of any kind. You have your own car, you will come and go as you please, and there's nothing else to figure out, so you could stay anywhere you want. Transportation is very important, especially if you're on a budget, especially if you're not planning on renting a car, especially if you don't have the budget for Ubers and other things like that. Okay, so now let's talk about Disney resorts and the categories. So if you have your heart set on staying on Disney property, but your budget is like, ooh, super, super tight, you want to stay at the value resort, and you want to probably stay at All Star Resorts. It's All Star Movies, which is the one that we usually prefer to stay, music, and sports. Over the top theming, very basic amenities, smallest rooms on the property, poor transportation because the resort is ginormous and it's only buses. Lots of waiting around unless, you know, you're taking Ubers or something like that. That will be your least expensive resort on Disney property. A step up from that is Pop Century. A lot of people love Pop Century because it is also very budget friendly. It's on the Skyliner. And the Skyliner just opens the opportunity for so many more things. Access to 2 parks, Hollywood Studios and Epcot, access to different resorts, access to so much more dining, and just another way to get to and from the park. Pop Century is a little bit bigger, a little bit more amenities, yet similar to All Stars. The rooms are a little bit bigger. Everything has recently been renovated, so you know, it's not terrible. You know, they haven't been renovated yesterday. It's definitely been a couple of years, so you know, you get the point. But Pop Century would be definitely a great option, and it's usually an option that I go for if we're going for a short trip, or if we're going on a split stay, or if we're going on a very budget-friendly trip. I love the access of the Skyliner. You cannot beat that. It is awesome, and you're able to do 2 parks, Epcot and Hollywood Studios, by staying on the Skyliner. Moving to moderate, my personal favorite is Coronado Springs Grandisino Tower. It's incredible. You really feel like you're in a deluxe resort, but you're paying moderate prices. And if you don't stay in the tower, but you stay in the casitas, you're saving even more. Great resort, amazing amenities, great restaurants. The pool is incredible. My kids love the pool there. Plus you have quiet pools if you're staying at the casitas. Restaurants are incredible. Playground, ginormous. So many activities for kids to do. The pool is beautifully themed. It has a slide. Beautiful. It's a great resort. Transportation, not so much. If you're renting a car, perfection. You're literally located in the middle of everything, so you're so close to Animal Kingdom, Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, like everything is right there. So it's a great resort, great prices, beautiful resort. Another one I like in the moderate category is Art of Animation, because they have suites. They do have the standard room, I think, in the Little Mermaid section. We've stayed there years ago, but then they have suites. So if you have a larger family, need a little bit more space, need a kitchenette, an extra bathroom, this is your place to go. It is over the top theming. It is beautiful. It has one of the best game rooms on property for kids, and it's also located on the Skyliner. So it's another great option in a moderate category. Now we're in deluxe. So here you have quite a few options. If you ask me, personal favorite is Grand Floridian. Super expensive, extremely beautiful. Love it here, love everything about it, except the last time that we were there. I can link that video somewhere here or down below. They had major construction and I kind of missed that announcement. So to go back to the very beginning of the video, when you're booking your resorts, whether it's through Disney, whether you're renting DVC points, make sure to look or call Disney or ask someone that works for Disney if there's going to be construction during the time that you're going to be in Disney, because to pay that kind of money and to hear the construction for the entire trip was awful. But like I said, I'll have that video here and down below if you want to check it out. Grand Floridian, other than that, is amazing. It is a walking distance to Magic Kingdom. And if you're planning on spending multiple days in Magic Kingdom just because you love it, or maybe because you have little kids and they enjoy it, it is perfect, because you have the boat, you have the monorail, you have the bus. Obviously you could do a minivan or Uber, and you can walk. You can walk to Magic Kingdom and back. It's amazing. So if you were to ask me, out of all of the deluxe resorts, where I would stay at Grand Floridian every single time. If you want to do a little more budget friendly but stay in a beautiful deluxe resort, you gotta go to Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom Lodge, it is so overlooked just because it's a little bit ways away. It is a grand, beautiful deluxe resort. The pools, the theming during Christmas, it is incredible. The restaurants, oh my goodness, the atmosphere, the ambiance, everything is incredible, and it will usually be a fraction of the cost of Grand Floridian. So if you want the same thing but you don't want to spend all of that on Grand and you don't mind being a little bit away, Animal Kingdom Lodge is your place. Staying off property is definitely not for everybody. I know it's not for us. No, we've done it a couple of times, and no way, Jose. Getting up extra early to drive to the parks, no. Driving back and forth, no. Relying on the bus that maybe the hotel offers to take you to and from Disney, garbage, because it's not like the Disney transportation that's coming and going every 10, 15, 20 minutes. You gotta wait an hour essentially to get on another bus to take you to the resort, back to the resort, or to take you to the park. Definitely not for me. But then again, my family is small. When we go to Disney, what we get is enough for us. If you have a larger family, if you have 3 kids, 4 kids, if you have grandparents, maybe even 2 set of grandparents, or you know, sisters, cousins, brothers, aunts, uncles, staying on property will probably be the least expensive way for you. But it's not for everyone, so you definitely have to look around and figure out what works for your family. At what age and stage are your kids? If you're in the middle of Magic Kingdom and your kid wants to go to sleep, are you gonna drive all the way back off property to go to your rental house? Is that something that you want to do, or do you have to wait for everybody? Like, do you depend on other people? You got to figure that out. But of course, if you have a very large family, staying off property is going to save you a ton of money. So the next part in Disney planning is figuring out how long is going to be your entire vacation, and then how long is going to be your Disney vacation, meaning how many days you plan on going to the parks. If you keep adding days, you're gonna pay more, because then you have Genie Plus, you might want to do the park hopper, you might want to do some other extras. The price is just going to keep going up and up and up. And obviously, if we go the other way, we take things out a little bit, we take one park out, your budget is going to come down. So in reality, if there's no issue or tight budget, I would say a week, 6 to 7 days would be incredible. So that way you could do 4 parks, or maybe even 5 parks. Or if you do 4 parks, and then you could do a Christmas party, or you could do a Halloween party. Then you can also have a pool day, and if you're doing one of the parties, then you can also have half a day, which is your pool day. So you need to have like time in between, because especially if you have younger kids, if you have family members who are older or utilizing scooters or things like that, or wheelchairs, going to get hard and everyone's going to burn out real quick. Planning pool days in between is the way to go. I would strongly recommend, unless you're pressed for time, not to do any kind of Disney parks or Disney parties on the day that you arrive to Disney. Let that be your day to settle in, to go to the pool, maybe go to Disney Springs, maybe go to a different resort, maybe go see the holiday decorations, maybe do some fancy dining, but don't rush to go to the park. Let everybody relax, okay, and start the next day. If you're concerned about your budget and it's just a little bit too much and you want to cut down somewhere, a great way to cut down and bring the budget a little bit to more manageable, balanced area would be to eliminate 1 park day, and that is the best thing that you could do. So essentially, you know, you could do 3 park days, and you could do 1 pool day, or you could do 2 pool days, or maybe on one of those days that you go and explore Orlando. I mean, there's so many other things to do. Like, there's Kennedy Space Center, which is incredible. There's Disney Springs, there's SeaWorld, there's Discovery Cove, of course. Half of those things are expensive, just to give you ideas that you could do other things in Orlando as well. So cutting out 1 park day will significantly reduce your expense. Then you have to just figure out which parks you want to go to. So I would recommend definitely Magic Kingdom, right? Especially if you have little kids, especially if it's your first trip. I mean, who doesn't want to be in Magic Kingdom? Epcot, for me, it's a must, because there is a lot to do for the kids. Trust me, there is a lot to do for the kids. And especially if you're going there during a festival, oh my gosh, all the food, all the drinks, the atmosphere, it is just incredible. And to visit all of those countries and to educate yourself and educate your kids and just having that experience, there's nothing like Epcot. You have Animal Kingdom and Hollywood Studios. I think both parks are honestly good for young and older, maybe I should say. There's so many great things to do for little kids in Animal Kingdom, and Animal Kingdom is very just like relaxed park. Like, it really is a completely different vibe from any other park, but it also has a few thrill rides. Like, it has Flight of Passage, which is incredible. It has Expedition Everest, which is like for those thrill seekers. Like, there's still things to do, and it's pretty much the same thing in Hollywood Studios, right? Well, Hollywood Studios will have a few more thrilling rides, but you know, kind of decide, see where your family's at. But I do want to tell you that Animal Kingdom is not a zoo. It is not a zoo. It is so much more than that. It is an incredible experience. It's a beautiful park. The ambiance, the entertainment, it's a beautiful park. So don't think it's a waste and it's like a zoo, because it is not a zoo. It is not a zoo. So now this brings us to dining. So there's many different areas in the dining category, but the number one thing is you have to make a list of everywhere you want to go. You got to book your dining 60 days out if you're staying on property. If you're staying off property, I think it's also 60 days, but it's 1 day at a time, versus if you're staying on property, then it's 60 days out and for the entire duration of your trip. So how do you select dining? So dining is also something that you have to really consider, right? Are you a family that's, you know, dining out all the time, or you're very much on the go, or you know, you don't eat big meals, or maybe you're a vegetarian or vegan, or food restrictions or special diet and you require maybe to bring your own things. Consider all of that. Though Disney is very good at accommodating allergies, I know, because we are a family who has allergies. They're wonderful. They're wonderful. Food is so expensive. My suggestion is maybe if you have the budget to splurge on maybe one character dining, especially if you have little kids, do that. If maybe you have grandparents with you and your husband, you and your spouse, you and your girlfriend, boyfriend want to go out for a nice date night, you know, something maybe like Space 220 or California Grill would be good, right? Because it's a little bit more expensive, but it's only just for you two, and it's kind of like, okay. And you can absolutely skip all of that and just do quick service. So quick service is just like, you know, grab and go, but it's still also very delicious. All the parks have great quick service restaurants, especially Epcot. When there's a festival, forget it. There's so much to eat and to try. It's like, don't even worry about Epcot. So pick your restaurants accordingly with where you're going that day. So if you're going to Magic Kingdom and you want to eat, say, at Chef Mickey's in the Contemporary Resort, go ahead and do that. But if you're going to Hollywood Studios, don't eat at Chef Mickey's because this is here and that's over there, you know? So you're gonna waste and lose a lot of precious time. So definitely just plan accordingly, make a list, do your research, and see. There's also going to be dining plans. Dining plans are back in 2024. We have used dining plans way before that major thing that happened in the world. Way before. My kids were very little. Prices were very different back then also. My kids didn't eat much, but we have gotten the dining plan a few times. And we've got, I think it was like the medium one, where you had one sit down credit and then you had like 2 or maybe 1 quick service credit and then a bunch of snacks. But now I hear that they're completely changing all of that and you cannot trade your credits, which sucks. I don't know all the details about the dining plans that are coming out now, but those were the things that I heard. Can you save money on the dining plan? Maybe a little bit, but what you're really doing is paying for convenience. And when we used to go back then, when my kids were little, they would never eat as much as, you know, they had, how many credits per day, how many meals per day. It was more about just convenience and knowing that our trip was 110% paid in full and we didn't have to worry about anything except leaving tips. That's it. So that was great. Will I do it now? No, because now my kids are such picky eaters and we have food allergies and we like to have flexibility. And no, the dining plan right now, this season of life that we're in, is definitely not for us, but it could be for you. And it could be that peace of mind, that convenience that you paid for it and you're done. So when you do start making your dining reservations, pick and book the most popular reservations right away, because they are going to go quick. If you know that this restaurant is busy, say like California Grill, it is popular, it is busy, try to maybe figure out if you could put it towards the end of your trip, because in the beginning of your trip it might not be available already, but at the end you might still have a chance to book it. But also, don't lose hope. Every single time, I can link all my videos of me booking dining, I never have luck. Never. Especially one of the last times, it was a disaster. To save me is Mouse Watcher. I absolutely love Mouse Watcher. It's an app, it's an online site. You plug in your information, you pay a couple of dollars, literally $5, $6, maybe $10 per reservation, send it on its merry way, and as soon as that reservation becomes available, you just gotta log in really quick. They send you an email and a text message. You log in and you score that reservation. And you might think like, oh my God, Anna, but how when there could be hundreds of other people trying to get the same reservation? Trust me, you will get exactly what you want. So don't lose hope if you didn't get what you wanted. There's Mouse Watcher and they are amazing. Another great way to save or cut down on your Disney expenses is by ordering groceries. Obviously, if you're driving, you can stop by Publix, pick everything up that you might need, or Walmart or Target, whatever you prefer. But you could also order groceries from Amazon Fresh, Garden Grocer, and have everything delivered to your resort. If you want it delivered into your room, you have to pay $6 extra. It'll be added on to your Disney resort fees. Deliver everything that you might need: water, sunscreen, creams, diapers, wine, fruits, veggies, cereal, milk, yogurt, whatever you need, deliver it. And you will save a ton. There's absolutely no reason that you should be paying like $5 for a bottle of water when you can order a whole case for $5. Okay, so order your groceries, whatever it might be, you will save a ton. And don't forget that you could bring everything to Disney World. You want to make a sandwich? You could bring it with you. You want to have your cereal at the park? You could bring it with you. You want to bring 10 bottles of water? You could bring it with you. Whatever it is, you could bring with you into the park, so that way you're saving money and you're not spending that in Disney. Right, so I think that's about it for all the major stuff, but here's a few tips just to help you along the way. If you want to rent a stroller or need a stroller for your entire trip, Kingdom Strollers is amazing. I use them all the time, and they will deliver the stroller straight to your resort and pick it up. So definitely order in advance. Check the party schedule. The Halloween party, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, and or Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. If you want to go, check the dates. Buy the tickets in advance because they will eventually sell out. Also, when you're planning your other non-party days, make sure you check the schedule and check the time, because there's nothing worse than going to Magic Kingdom for the whole day and only to be told that Magic Kingdom for regular park guests is closing at 6 p.m. because it's a party night. So check the calendars, check the schedule. PhotoPass. Great, beautiful way to capture your memories, especially for us moms that are never in the photos, especially for those who are single parents who are always taking the photos and never in the photos. Is it worth it? Yes and no. If this is a one-time trip, if this is a big celebration trip, if this is something else that's big in your life, absolutely get it. Whether you're there for 2 days or whether you're there for 10 days, get it. But if this is a trip that comes around every year or every couple of years, if you're only going for a few days, it's not worth it, because you're paying the same price, whether you're going for 2 days. I don't even know how much it is now. Is it like $200? So say it's $200 and you're going for 2 days, or you're paying $200 and you're going for 10 days. Going with like an extended family, like cousins, brothers, sisters, uncles, nephews, you don't all have to get it. Like one person in your family could get it and just scan it and just make sure everybody gets into the picture. And then you all have all of these pictures and all of these beautiful memories. And then maybe you could just split it, between 2 or 3 families. So that's also a great tip. Park hopper. Ugh, tough subject. Park hopper, I think it's a waste of money. It's very expensive. It's expensive to add on to every day, to every person. And you could just go without it. I mean, unless you're really like pressed for time and you only have 2 days and you do want to see all 4 parks, very well knowing that you're not going to see everything, go ahead and do it. But otherwise, definitely skip it and save a ton. Okay, let's talk about Genie Plus. This is a big one. I think Genie Plus is 100% worth it, especially if you're going in a very busy time, especially maybe if you want to go on as many rides as possible, especially if you have maybe kids, adults who have special needs and you just need to go on much quicker. Yes, absolutely go ahead and get Genie Plus, because it's just gonna help you along the way, and you're gonna use it and you're gonna get on so many more rides, see so many more shows. absolutely worth it in my book. So definitely budget for it. It's a little tricky to budget because every day the price is a little different, and also depending on the season. Like during the Christmas holidays, I think I've seen it at like $35 or $39 for Magic Kingdom. Insanity, right? And then when you're like off season, it's like $15. In my book, it's worth it. But also, for the love of God, please learn everything and anything related to Genie Plus and how to stack lightning lanes. I actually have a really great video. I can link it over here and down below. You gotta learn how to use Genie Plus. You cannot purchase it the night before, the morning of, and go and be like, yeah, great, when you have no idea how to use it, because then it's not going to be worth it. You need to understand how it works, how to stack the lightning lanes, and how to use it to benefit you, okay? It is very easy, it's very simple. Watch my video below. It is so helpful. If you have any special requests as far as your room, what you need, what you want, such as if you have maybe special diet and you need an extra fridge or an extra beverage cooler, they can give it to you. If you need a microwave, they can give it to you. If you need a toaster, they can give it to you. If you want a room closer to the elevator on the first floor, higher floor, whatever it might be, they could try to ask and not to be on the first floor. Never had an issue with fulfilling that request. I have asked for microwaves in the past, and I have asked for extra fridges in the past, and they will accommodate you. Just make sure once your vacation is booked, call Disney, tell them, let them put that in the notes. The earlier, the better. They can accommodate you, but just, you know, be nice about it. Definitely do the online check-in before you even get to Disney, because then that way Disney knows that you're coming. If the room becomes available at 11 o'clock, which has happened to us, great, but the room could also be available at 4 o'clock, which is not so great. Do the online check-in, put your credit card information, so that way you could skip the front desk unless you really like to go to the front desk. So to each its own. Another thing, we recently went to the fireworks dessert party, and was it worth it? Yes, for the fireworks, for the experience, for the ambiance, for the space, yes. For desserts, not so much. We're not very sweet tooth type of people, though they did have champagne. I definitely enjoyed that. It was definitely pricey, but that was like one of our splurges. That would also be 60 days out reservation type of thing that you have to book, but it was worth it. So if you have in your budget to do that, definitely do it, because you have space. You have space to watch the fireworks, and you don't have to be out there looking for a spot an hour before the fireworks. So it's also helpful, but it's expensive and it's a splurge. Do you have to do it? No. Should you do it? I think so. One time, especially if it's a special trip. Lastly, let's talk about how we could save for our Disney World trip in 2024. Gift cards, gift cards, gift cards. I'm sure you heard it everywhere, but gift cards is a very great way to budget for your trip. So say if you're booking a year out and you start purchasing gift cards here and there, holidays coming up, or birthdays coming up, or any special events, or grandparents just want to be like, hey, Jimmy, you know, Ashley, I don't know, sorry, I'm just picking up any name, you know, here's, you know, a Disney gift card. When you go to Disney, you can buy yourself something. Take it all. Take it all, take it all, take it all, because it will help you so much. Also, don't miss those sales. During the Christmas holidays that just have passed, Costco had an online sale that I believe the $250 gift card to Disney gift card was $225. So you paid $225 and got $250. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's what it was. So that is a great way to save. So definitely look for those sales. Definitely save your gift cards. Ask your family members. There's nothing wrong. They're not sponsoring your trip. Instead of getting Jimmy another car that he doesn't need, let Jimmy get a $25 gift card. to Disney. So then that way Jimmy can get himself a toy in Disney, or he can get a snack or whatever, you know what I mean? Popcorn, a premium bar, collect the gift cards and save throughout the year. Well, I hope this video was helpful. It's definitely a lengthy video. I'm sorry for that. If you have any other further questions, definitely leave them down in the comments below. The videos I mentioned that were helpful in one way or another will be linked down below, so definitely check them out. The lightning lane stacking video, the dining, reserving dining, and also I will add anything related to Disability Access Service Pass in Walt Disney World, also known as DAS Pass. I have many very helpful videos, so if you or someone in your family, maybe your child, maybe brother, sister, mom, dad is utilizing a DAS Pass, I have great videos on how to use DAS Pass in Walt Disney World, which is Disability Access Service Pass. I will link them down below. Definitely check them out. Learn all about it, how to use it, how to pre-register for it, how to pre-select your selections before you even get to the Disney parks. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.